This is J&A Drain Cleaners, Inc. versus J&A Drains, River Rats Trapping, and Clint Miller. Docket number 21-210CB. This is the time set for hearing on the plaintiff's motion for a preliminary injunction. And if you would begin, please, by putting your appearances on the record, starting with the plaintiff.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Patrick Bogue on behalf of the plaintiff, and Jeff Hossinger is also present off camera here, if need be. He's the plaintiff's owner.
Thank you.
Sal Guy on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Miller, who's seated to my right, if you could see him. And if you need him on camera, I can put him on camera as well.
Okay, thank you. And your motion, Mr. Bogue, you may go ahead.
Your Honor, just to clarify things and make it easier, Mr. Ghani and I have been talking, and basically we have agreed to a stipulation for what I've been asking for in the preliminary injunction. We're just finalizing the language. We were talking earlier today. And,
Okay.
So that.
And Judge, also likewise, I agree. And Mr. Bogue and I have known him for a long time. I also there was an issue for the change of venue as well. But I think Mr. Bogue and I will work on these languages. But on the change of venue matter, I believe that the court was correct in the issue. But on the injunction, I think we probably can come to an agreement. It was a matter of terminology. We were talking up to about a half hour ago, 20 minutes ago. And I concur with what he said.
Okay, I don't know if I was correct or not. I just raised it because I was uncertain, because the complaint just made an allegation in general about venue. And, I raised it because I'm allowed to raise it, and it seemed like an issue, and I couldn't determine from the complaint whether it was based on the Revised Judicature Act Section 1629, which in that event, it probably is correct, because if it's an action based on tort, which this is not a contract action, it's a tort action, then we look to subsection B, because subsection A cannot be satisfied. So B would be where the injury occurred, which is the plaintiff is alleging injury to the business, and the business is in Ingham County, and then the county where the plaintiff conducts business, which would be Ingham County. So if that's the theory, then I think it's correct. If it's not, if it's based on, if none of those apply, and it's based on section 1627, then it has to be where the cause of action arose. And if we're talking about damage to the business, then maybe Ingham County is the proper venue. I don't know what the plaintiff's theory is.
Yeah, Your Honor, it states in the statute where it's either where the place of business or the defendant resides or where they conduct business. Both the plaintiff and defendant have conducted business primarily in Ingham County.
Okay, so that was why I raised it as an issue originally, because the complaint does not allege that. The complaint alleges that the defendant conducts business in Eaton County and that the plaintiff conducts in Ingham. So that's why a red flag went up for me.
The individual defendant.
I'm satisfied by that.
Okay, because the individual defendant worked for the plaintiff in Ingham County primarily. That's why.
Right. Allegations pertain to the time that he left working for the plaintiff. So, but on the other hand, I understand the allegations are that he's taking customers. So that would, I could almost assume that meant that he's conducting business in Ingham County because that's where the plaintiff was conducting business. But as you can see, all of that took a lot of leaps in logic for me to get through, so that's why I was uncertain. But I'm satisfied with the venue. And then if you're working on a stipulation with regard to the injunctive relief, then I'll just consider this hearing not held and look for a stipulated order.
All right, Your Honor. I'm very close to having it done. I'll get it to Mr. Ghani in the morning.
All right. Okay. Well, then that'll conclude things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Nice
you.
seeing you again.
Have
Have a good
day.